past, few years, or, not just now, for over the past 20, 30 years. We've took our ups and we've took our downs, and we're trying to turn things in the right direction. And that's all I want to say. I'm not on the side of nobody. I'm on the side of this town, and anything I can do to help, in the process of kind of getting this thing in the right direction. I think it is important. Recreation is a very important part of anybody's town. And in fact, it is the thing that keeps these kids off the streets and gives them an opportunity to do something different than just sit at home and play games or find trouble. Mostly find trouble, but it gives them an opportunity. And I think if we overlook that and we don't kind of put that first in our agenda of raising the next generation, then we'll have to hire more police. We'll have to put more people on surveillance. We'll have to fix more things that are getting tore up because we overlook the thing that. Like me, myself, when I moved to Ashford, we moved into the housing projects in 1982, 81. They were new then. But, I remember there's a lot of men in this town that were good influences to me. Some of them in this room tonight that kept me in the right direction. And I love this town. I'm going to go on with that. And I'm praying that God will give us discernment and wisdom and that He'll settle whatever needs to be settled quickly.
Thank you, John.
My name is Richard Bolden. I live at 107 Grimsley Drive. I just want to compliment the city on with the storm and the leaves and the trims that was blown and tore down in the city, that they really did a miraculous job in cleaning up. And I know they got a lot more to do. They seem like they need a little bit more help, but they've done a tremendous job. And I just want to say that's, Mr. Leroy and Richard and all their peoples and even the chiefs, they did a good job, because it was kind of rough with us too. And also I want to say that the sewage and the stuff, it need to be cleaned up. With the water, we got standing water. That create mosquitoes, frogs, snakes. And we really need to get on to that, whoever's going to be left in charge, because the mayor just bug it out, you know what I'm saying? But somebody need to take control, because, mosquitoes could kill you. I'm quite sure y'all know that now. And you can't take that lightly. We shouldn't have never got rid of it, because the mosquitoes never left. So why do you ever get rid of it anyway? But anyway, we really need to look into that. Even when you get the mosquito machine, you got to clean the water, because we got too much standing water in the city. Even before all that rain, you still got too much standing water. Instead of cutting people's grass, which you go over your boundary in cutting grass, maybe you should do your job a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I know you can cut so much on the street, from the street on back, but I think you're going a little bit over. And that's kind of, the city money that you're using in the gas and everything. Do your job. Everybody would love for you to cut their grass, but you got to stop somewhere and do what you're supposed to do. Clean the sewage and clean the water in the ditches and stuff like that.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ms. Barfield, I would like to, on behalf of the council, I have this timeline of hiring of our recreation director. And I would like to state first that the very first meeting was June 5th. It was a regular called meeting. Prior to this meeting, it is the council's understanding that the director at that time had asked several times to have a meeting with the council, and that had never taken place. That night in the meeting, he sat right over there and he asked to have a meeting. The mayor agreed to have the meeting, but guess what? The mayor left town. He left the country. We were to meet with Mr. Alfred to discuss the park. We did meet. On June 19th, there was a special called meeting that we made everyone aware of on June the 5th. All members were in attendance with the exception of Mayor Gray-Koo. The meeting was called to order at 7:04. Keith Alfred resigned at 7:09. There was never any discussion. He thought it was going to be a private meeting. It was not a private meeting. We cannot have a private meeting. We have to have an open meeting. All of our meetings have to be posted. I don't know where the mayor got his information, but we did post all of our meetings, and they were all open meetings. On June the 28th, there was a special called meeting. All members were in attendance with the exception of Mayor Gray-Koo. At this meeting, we met with the parent board. They talked for 2 hours. We listened. We listened to what they had to say. I think any of the parents in here can tell you that. We decided that we would have a job description. We also decided in that meeting that there would be another called meeting on July 11th. All members were in attendance with the exception of Mayor Gray-Koo. A job description was provided by the City of Ashford, and several of the parents had inputs into the job description. We decided at that point that applications would be taken until July 27th. I don't know what else the mayor could have expected us to do. We had to have a time frame. We had to run it in the paper. The council did that. We followed protocol. July 31st was the special called meeting. All members were in attendance except Mayor Gray-Koo, and he was back in town. 10 applicants was given to the council. The council chose 4 to interview. The interviews would be conducted on Tuesday and Wednesday. Prior to that meeting, we had a public meeting for road paving, Shelley Circle. As you all know, we have issues with our roads. It was a public meeting. The mayor was in town. The mayor knew about this meeting. He did not come and support those people on Shelley Circle or MacArthur Court for that public hearing. In between, from the time that public meeting happened till we were supposed to meet for the interview thing, we got served papers. 3 of the 5 of this council got served papers in a lawsuit. Going back to what he said, we had to make a decision. He was out of the country. How could we hire a rate director if we didn't have the rights to do that? We changed the ordinance, an ordinance that he put in place prior to him getting elected. An ordinance that was in place and revoked when we all took office, with the exception of 2 new council members. We did exactly what had been done previously. So we get sued for trying to move forward and take care of our employees and our department heads. Also, let me say that when he stepped down as utilities director, he allowed this council to hire the utilities director, making precedents right then that this council could hire. After we got sued that night, we called the league, we called attorneys, and we had to be told exactly what my husband stated. It would be in the best interest of the citizens of Ashford and the applicants if you did not proceed with hiring a rec director. Now, who got hurt? Our children did. So, unfortunately, I had to leave town because I had a family situation that I had to go to Georgia, and I've been gone for 3 weeks. During that time, at the regular council meeting on August the 7th, all members were in attendance except for me, and a special called meeting was held on August the 17th to do exactly that, interview the applicants. Again, a special called meeting that the mayor was a part of was held on August the 17th. All members were in attendance with the exception of council member Denise Herndon. 4 applicants were interviewed. August the 21st, at the regular scheduled meeting, the Recreation Director's position was not on the agenda. However, the mayor announced that the parent board would be handling soccer registration. On September 5th, at the regular scheduled meeting, the mayor had under council announcements, we're waiting on approval to pull a background check. Every time this council asked, that's what we were waiting on. On September the 9th, in a special called meeting to sign a proclamation at City Hall a week ago Saturday night, we were sitting there, and Mr. Gibson said, we must hire a rec director. And the mayor stated that we could then pull background checks. And I stated in that meeting, this is ridiculous that it has taken this city this long to hire a rec director. There could have been a private entity to have done a background check. The only people that is getting hurt is the kids here in Ashford, because not all kids play baseball, not all kids play softball. Football had already been pulled from these kids. So who got hurt? But the council, again, kept getting this story. We asked that it be put on tonight. Miraculously, thank you, our clerk, that we do have a background check, and hopefully we can move forward tonight. But also let me state that a lot of the things that was stated may or may not have been true, because some of it I was not in the city for. But I can guarantee you this. If this had been baseball season or softball season, that mayor would have never allowed this to have gone this long without having a director hired. And also let me state that I appreciate Councilmember Gibson for standing up for our kids and our rec department and attempting to do things and get things done. And no, he did not act alone, because this council gave him permission to get those bids and to do what he did. And I'm not sure what the mayor expects the council to do. If he wants to be only person in charge, but he is in charge of day-to-day operations, but he is not in charge of the finances, he is not in charge of spending our money, that's the council's position. And I am very upset that we have children that this has hurt. I hope that the parent board and the council will continue their relationship, because I do feel like that when we all had that special call meeting, those 2 hours, that we did establish a lot. And I hope that we can continue to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, we'll continue with our consent agenda, and I will read the minutes.
Listen, I make a motion we dispense with reading the
Okay,
minutes.
we have a motion to discontinue the reading of the minutes.
Since I was not at the meeting, I would like to hear the minutes, since I was not at the last meeting.
Do we have any second on that motion? Okay. All right. Okay. This is council meeting minutes for September the 5th, 2017. Mayor Jonathan Greco called the meeting to order at 6 p.m., followed by a roll call, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. In public comments, a representative from the Lions Club reminded council members about meetings and asked for their approval to put up 2 signs. Richard Bowden addressed the council and asked if an outside person had been given a $1 raise to do building inspections. He also asked if the city has anyone doing the building inspections. He questioned how much money the city had spent on lawsuits and went on to ask Councilmember Gibson if he knew who did the vandalism at the park. Mr. Gibson stated that it looked like it had been done by the same group of people because of the type of paint used. In the consent agenda, a motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead with a motion by Councilmember Gibson to approve the consent agenda, which contained the minutes of the August 21st regular council meeting, the August 28th special call meeting, and the AP report for September the 5th, including the invoice from Pedal Pusher until further clarification, and the motion passed. A new business, a sanitary sewer feasibility study for True Value was given to the council for consideration. A motion was made by Councilmember Barfield with a second by Councilmember Whitehead to approve the expenses for Harvest Day, and the motion passed. A motion was made by Councilmember Barfield with a second by Councilmember Gibson to schedule a budget meeting for Tuesday, September the 12th at 5 o'clock at the train depot, and the motion passed. In old business, a motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead, a second by Councilmember Barfield, to table discussions raises for the senior citizens department, and that motion passed. A motion was made by Councilmember Gibson, second by Councilmember Barfield, to approve the expenditures of police equipment, and the motion passed. The items purchased include radar antennas, 5 rifles, 5 sights for the rifles, a rider platform unit for a police truck, and 6 body cameras. A motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead, a second by Councilmember Gibson, to approve Resolution 2017-014, Next Level Apparel, and the motion passed. The reports from the department heads, Police Chief Van provided his report to the council. Court Magistrate Casey Lindemuth provided her report to the council. Fire Chief Posey provided reports to the council and reminded everyone to keep a watch on the hurricane. Directors of the Senior Citizens, Maureen Granger, provided her report to the council. In the Recreation Department, a director has not been hired as of yet. Utilities Superintendent Richie Odom provided reports to the council. Wastewater treatment plant reports were provided, and it was stated that it was in compliance for July. The engineer reports provided with the tap design update has been realigned across the street. The sewer improvement is on hold until the audit is completed. Public announcements: September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Council announcements are we are waiting on the approval of the ACJIC to pull background checks. The transformers have been fixed at the ballpark. The Parrot Board is not doing the registration for soccer. Mayor Gricku stated that Alabama Power has been contacted regarding the street light on Marie Street. A motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead, a second by Councilmember Barfield, to allow the Lions Club to put their signs up, and the motion passed. A motion was made by Councilmember Barfield, second by Councilmember Whitehead, to adjourn the meeting, and the meeting adjourned at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you.
The next one is our emergency call minutes on September the 9th. All members were present. Mayor Jonathan Greco called the meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Mayor Greco informed the council members that the EOC would open Sunday at 4 p.m. and will remain open at least 24 hours in lieu of the Hurricane Irma. A motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead with a second by Councilmember Smith to approve Resolution 2017-015. That's a proclamation of a local emergency. A motion passed. Council members decided to leave the budget meeting scheduled for September the 12th, 2017, pending the weather situation. A motion was made by Councilmember Herndon with a second by Councilmember Smith to adjourn, and the meeting adjourned at 5:38 p.m. The budget meeting of September the 12th, 2017. Mayor Jonathan Greco was absent. Mayor Pro Tem Carol Barfield called the meeting to order at 5:05 p.m. The council members discussed the grants that money needed to be set aside for. A discussion was held regarding the pros and the cons of putting in a sewer system to the true value in the industrial park. The city will also be absorbing the health increase in the insurance premiums for 2018. The recreation director's salary was voted to be decreased to $32,000 per year. Raises were discussed for all department heads and will be discussed at our next regular scheduled council meeting. The next budget meeting will be Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. A motion was made by Councilmember Gibson with a second by Councilmember Whitehead to adjourn the meeting, and the meeting adjourned at 6:05. Do we have any corrections to the minutes?
Thank you for reading those.
You're welcome. Okay, the next thing is the AP approval. If you have any questions, I'm sure that our clerk can answer them. We do it,
That comes with a
we do it together.
Is there a reason why the pedal pusher was on here twice?
I would like to know where the money's coming for the pedal pusher, what account that's coming out of, and what was that concerning?
Like I said, we're $1 million, $1 million business, so I don't know why y'all worry about that.
Thank you,
Again, I don't know who I'm asking this to. It said UE Service, the pedal pusher.
I think that was the police department, but I'm not sure which. Yes.
Our business owner and those that handle all of our regular businesses and our equipment businesses, all the police departments and sheriff's departments around here. And everybody's sending in stuff for funeral services and stuff like that. And I requested to see if we could do that, and I told Liz that would be a problem, so I went to take it over and
And who gave you permission to do that?
Ms. Barfield. I talked to her in the office about it before I did it, and she told me that was fine.
I don't remember that. But anyway, this will go against the police department and the budget.
Is there a reason why it's 3 months late or 2 months late?
Because we tabled it last week and we got a ruling on whether or not we could pay it.
Mayor stated at the last minute because he wasn't here when they were ordered, so he put them on the AP. And I did speak with Adam after the meeting about it. I showed him my opinions that I had of where we're not supposed to purchase items like that, and he did show me a couple of Attorney General opinions to where we could do that because it was less than $100. I don't know if he still has those.
We talked about that. I don't have the pieces, but I think that was what we talked about. Small stuff like that.
Yes, I think that. Okay, any more questions? Any questions concerning the check register, the recreation department, or anything else we have with the financial?
I did have a question about the recreation department, but the mayor's not here. I'm just curious why it costs $1,650 to clean the concession stand in preparation of a health inspection. But I guess I'll have to wait
We'll have to wait
till he
till the
comes
mayor.
back.
And I would like to know who gave him permission to spend it, and does this person, why did we not bid this job out? Why was the council not made aware that they're spending this kind of money out of our rec department when we have other things? And my biggest question is, we had a concession stand manager that we paid. Why would the concession stand manager have not left the concession stand in the place where,
Concessions, you play, I tell you where your money.
Wait a minute. Keith, no,
I'm asking questions. I'm not pointing fingers to anyone.
Be an accusation.
Keith, nobody is saying,
All of your crooks is
nobody has said a thing.
Again, I state, if we had a concession stand manager, when the concession stand closed, in any businesses that I have ever been involved in, when a concession stand shut down for the season, the concession stand person was responsible for making sure the concession stand was closed. That's my question.
I would just like to say that there's nobody pointing fingers, because I personally believe that the concession stand was left in good order.
I'm sure it was. That's what I'm questioning.
The question,
It didn't need to be made.
well, that's, we're sorry, but nobody is pointing fingers at April. Like I say, I do believe it was clean. The question is just, why do we need to spend this much money cleaning it again? That was on.
That's right. My thing is, I'm sure she did. But, so why are we spending $1,600 of your